Hello everybody, it's Philly Cuts with another comic book haul. Guess what? This is number 52. That means I've been doing this for 1 year. It was on September 3rd, 2014, when I first started doing this comic book haul. I started collecting comic books again after a 20-year hiatus. I was in Vancouver with my old man on a business trip. I was helping him out. And I went to a Vancouver comic book shop, I can't remember, and I picked up this Hellraiser trade by Boom Comics, Pursuit of the Flesh, and from there, it just sparked my interest in more comics. I kept going into the shop, I kept seeing more and more stuff, and it all went from there, and each week I've been bringing you my hauls, you know? No big whoop. I come into the comic book shop, I leave with some comics, and then I let you guys know which ones I got. Now, before we get started with this week's haul, we may run a little bit longer than usual. I want to thank all you guys, and I want to give everybody a shout-out, all the people that have been commenting on my videos. Some of you guys have been with me almost the whole time, or close to the whole time, and I want to thank everybody, because it wouldn't be the same without you. I mean, you guys are the ones that make this worth it for me. I love being able to come on every week and hear you guys' positive comments, and I love knowing that you guys make me a part of your week. And I just love hearing from you guys. I love hearing what books you're reading, suggestions that you have for me, if you share the same views I share on comics, and even if you have differing views. I just love the dialogue, and, you know, there's lots of places I want to go with this haul. It's certainly a labor of love. I certainly don't do it for the views, because let's face it, I don't get very many views, but that's okay, because the views I do get come from you, and I deeply appreciate it. So I hope to be branching off into deeper areas of the comic book world. I hope to be doing a piece once a month, maybe on a Magnolaverse book, maybe looking at Abe Sapien more in depth, maybe a BPRD book more in depth, a Hellboy book more in depth. I hope to maybe look at Green Lantern a little bit more in depth. And who knows, give me some ideas. I would love to maybe do some Google Hangouts with some of you guys that also have your own comic book hauls. Maybe it would be kind of cool if once a week or maybe once a month we got together and set up a Google Hangout and just talked about comics, you know? Preferably maybe ones that we all read, so then we can share some ideas together. I know a bunch of you guys do read Green Lantern, you do read Aquaman, Star Wars, Darth Vader, stuff like that. You know, I'm more of a DC guy. As I'm doing this haul more and more each week, I always lead off with my DC books. I'm a DC guy, and that's really what it comes down to. I mean, I do get books from all the companies, Marvel, although I mostly get primarily Star Wars books from Marvel. I was getting Punisher, I was getting Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, but that's really about it. I was trying out Old Man Logan. Didn't really work out for me. I stopped getting that after a couple issues. But I would just love to have more cohesion in the community and become a deeper part of it. So let me know, guys, if anyone ever wants to set up a Google Hangout. Maybe we can get together and talk some books. It'd be pretty sweet. All right. Let's get to some shout-outs. I want to give a shout-out to J-Rocks. You've been there with me, buddy, all the way from Cali for quite a long time. You've commented on so many of my vids. I hope you're doing good. DN8 Comics up in Canada. He also has a comic book haul as well as J-Rocks. Check those guys out. DN8. He's more of a Marvel guy. He has a lot more Marvel books than I do. Barrasso Sabres or Sabres, Barrasso Sabres up in Nova Scotia. He also has a comic book haul. Check him out. He likes a lot of Marvel books as well. Stephen Buckner. And then there's also Steven's Comics, who's just started a comic book haul. Thanks for the shout out last week, Steven. And I'm glad to have you on board in the comic book haul community. It looks like you got a lot of back issues that we could take a look at. And you are also a Marvel guy. I feel like I'm in the minority being a DC guy, kind of. Detroit Madman, thanks for all your views and all your comments. I deeply appreciate it. Goes Through Walks 2040, thank you. Mr. Chupacandre, thank you. I know that you recently joined. I gotta tell you, I think Floyd Mayweather is gonna take that fight against Berto pretty easily. The one thing about Floyd Mayweather, past like 4 or 5 years, it's just so easy to predict his fights. Unanimous decision, right? Floyd Mayweather, unanimous decision. Friar Tuck, thank you. Thanks for the suggestion on getting more back issues. I certainly need to. The one thing about getting comics every week brand new is that it costs a fortune. I got 10 books this week and it was like $38. A lot of freaking money. And I'm going to get to Batman charging $5 freaking this week. Bullshit. For 8 extra pages, and they were all like ads. It went from 32 to 40 pages, but it was all like ads. There's like an ad on every other page. Whatever, man. No wonder why. I'm a DC guy, and DC's in trouble. Go figure. JX Comics, thank you very much. I hope your haul's doing very well. Mike Blaze, for all the Italians out there. Mike Blaze 76. The Masked Panther, check out his comic book haul. He actually wears like a mask during his comic book haul. XE140, that's a guy who's been with me for a long time, goes all the way back to when I did beer reviews. I was thinking about doing a beer review for this because I knew it was a special occasion. But like I said, guys, I am retired from beer reviewing. All you guys that come on here and watch me for comics, you may want to peruse through my channel. I used to do beer reviews, and I was cutting edge, man, when I did beer reviews. I was one of the first beer reviewers, or I think I was one of the first beer reviewers, to do picture-in-picture beer reviews. I would have the beer review in my hand, and then there would be a picture-in-picture of that beer being poured out in high-definition glory. I was way ahead of my time in that, but I had to let the beer reviewing go. Caldwell Comics, thank you. Thanks for your suggestion on in-stock trades. I actually have another shipment coming in from cheapgraphicnovels.com because my dad has sent me a belated birthday present, which I will be doing the unboxing on here, and I can't wait to see what he got me. I'm pretty sure what he did get me. I gave him a list of books. I gave him about a list of 10 books, and he said he picked out about 6 of them. So I'll share that with you guys again, and we'll review their service again. Jack Dre, thank you for all the views. You were there in the very beginning. Thank you. Julio Cepeda, thank you for all the views. Top Speed 325, another guy that goes all the way back from my beer review days. Sorry, man. You can keep watching the glory. Keep watching the glory. All 77 beer reviews I put out at one time. Deanna Me, thank you. A Comic Book Mom, thank you. First Family of Comics, thank you very much for all the positive tweets to promote my channel out on Twitter. Sean Mitchell, hey Sean, how you doing with that Green Lantern haul? I know you said you got a huge Green Lantern haul. You got a nice Green Lantern omnibus of the Jeff Johns run. Hey man, that's why I'm wearing the shirt, dude. Green Lantern, definitely one of my favorites. Speaking of which, I hope to showcase to you guys my whole collection since I started collecting for a year. So I plan on making a video. I don't know how long it's going to be. I know that the format of my videos is pretty long compared to everyone else's comic book hauls. Everyone else kind of does their hauls in like 5 or 10 minutes, and I usually go routinely for a half hour or more. But you guys that do watch say you enjoy the format. You tell me that it's almost kind of like I'm conducting a podcast, and that's cool, you know. If you want me to keep going longer, I will. I did try editing my videos a little bit for a period of time, but it was hard. It was pretty hard for me to do that. I work full-time. You know, I work 45, 50 hours a week most weeks, and it's hard for me to edit videos like I once did. You know, in the younger days of the channel when I was doing beer reviews and more video game oriented stuff, I had a lot more time to be able to tinker around and edit videos. Now I just don't quite have as much time, and for me to be consistent every Wednesday night like I have been for a year is an achievement for myself, because as long as I've had the YouTube channel, I've never consistently uploaded a video week after week at around the same time, give or take an hour or 2 or 3 per upload every week than I have now. So, hooray for me. I'm kind of patting my own back there, but as a personal challenge, I showed that I can do it. But yeah, I don't mind going long, so you guys let me know. And now I totally forget where I left off. Michael Graham, thank you. Joshua No, thank you very much. Jay Schoon, someone I know in real life but haven't seen for a long time. We got to get together and talk about BPRD, man. I never even knew that you collected comics, A, and that you were a big BPRD fan. Holy shit. That's like my team book. I mean, I like BPRD even better than the Green Lantern Corps, so, and that's huge. Ivan Gonzalez, thank you very much. Thank you for being concerned about how much money I spend each week on comics. I know it's a lot. I'm trying to cut down. New comics are a ripoff. You know, they were charging $6 this week, speaking of DC, for the freaking Harley Quinn road trip issue. $6? Are you kidding me? For real, $6. I was like, fuck you, DC. I didn't get it. I almost tried to convince myself, well, it's your year anniversary, just get it. No, I'm not paying $6 for a Harley Quinn road trip, summer road trip issue. I'm sorry, I'm not. I haven't even read through the Valentine's Day one yet. Rachel Stewart, thank you. Blue Solo, thank you, Dr. Watson. Rajente, fellow Martian Manhunter fan, thank you very much. That book's a little weird, though. I don't know how I feel about it. The writing is a bit sketchy. Michael Graham, thank you very much. Bricks on Top, thank you. Ivan Ruiz, thank you very much for all your love and positivity on the channel. Lucky Indy, haven't seen you around in a while, pal. Maybe you'll answer me this time. Prodigen, thank you very much. Thank you for watching my video game playthrough channel. I have one of the top-ranked This Is How You Don't Play players in the world. Inspired by the one and only gaming man-child phenomenon, DSP Gaming, Darkside Phil. Thank you, Darkside Phil. Big shout-out for showing me all the things in life I hope I never become. Thank you, Darkside Phil. Gout! It's just 82. Thank you. Billy Lim! Thank you very much. I remember you from the early days of my channel putting up some stuff. Huey P. in the Louis V! Thank you very much. Haven't seen you in about 40 weeks. Insidious Swede, fellow Catwoman fan. I don't know, man. Catwoman's part of the haul this week. I'll get to her. Steven Steverson. Talk about a tongue twister, dude. Change the name. Name Generator 97. Thank you very much. Robert Chu. Thank you for watching my comic book haul. Mass Marvel. Thank you very much. And James Schur. I think I said that right. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for all your love and all your positivity. It's because of you I do this every week, and I do hope to make some changes. I finally bagged and boarded almost all my books, and I think what I am going to do as well is I'm going to set up a little corner in my apartment, have a bunch of books hung up, and every once in a while I'm going to take my better camera. I'm not going to have the microphone, unfortunately, but I'm going to film some videos with a nice comic book background instead of, you know, looking at my couch and my Iron Man mask on my countertop along with my iron and shit. I figured maybe it's time to change up the view a little bit. And I do hope to have another series of videos for the year, just probably like a one-shot, where I'm going to talk about, you know, what are my top 5 favorite comics since I've been collecting for a year. Maybe you guys can guess. How about that? How about that's something that maybe you guys can put in the comment section below? You don't have to list 5 comics, but maybe you guys can kind of guess. I think it's fairly obvious, one of them. But what do you guys think are my top 5 favorite comics? You guys let me know, all right? I think those that have been watching me for most of the time can probably guess all 5. All right, here we go, man. Batman. All right, $5 cover, 40 pages instead of 32. Look, man, DC, it's the 75th anniversary of Green Lantern. This is the Green Lantern cover. Notice that Batman's holding one of the Chargers, which is interesting. But, you know, DC's in kind of trouble. At least that's the word on the street. Their July sales numbers came in, all right? DC is down like $2 million for the fiscal year so far, 2015. They are down $2 million. The move from New York City, the corporate offices, to Burbank, California, I guess has left them cash-strapped. And the July sales figures have come out, and only 11 DC titles have cracked the top 50 of all comic sales for all companies. And I guess that's pretty bad, or so they say. A lot of people are attributing this, like I said, to the move, and then also the Convergence sales have sucked. You guys know that Convergence I sat out of. The only Convergence titles that I even got were the Green Lantern ones and the Green Lantern Corps ones, and they weren't really that good. Namely, because a lot of us didn't even know what the fuck Convergence was. I still don't understand what it was. They reset the universe, something. I don't know. They're doing away with the New 52. And I guess the sales of post-Convergence have not been doing very well either. DC has also allowed retailers to return the unsold books. So I don't know if they're sitting on stockpiles of books somewhere, but it's another reason to probably not buy books right when they come out, because I'm sure that somewhere, like In Stock Trades or whoever, all these Midtown Comics and stuff, they're going to be selling these new comics probably in a month or two for like 99 cents each. And I'm the fool that buys them like practically full price. You know, you get a subscription, and you know you utilize a subscription service. You do get a little bit off the cover price, but not as much as, you know, a book just being 99 cents. But anyway, DC not looking good. Now the other thing too is DC has been fucking around with all their characters, right? Bruce Wayne is no longer Batman. He's working at Lucius Fox's, you know, community center. Commissioner Gordon is Batman, Mecha Bat. You guys know that. Superman doesn't have all his powers, right? He has the new solar flare power too that drains it whenever he uses it. All his energy gets drained. Catwoman is not Catwoman. She's a mob boss. It's like you're reading, when I read Catwoman every month, it's like Mario Puzo's Catwoman. Even Green Lantern, they've switched up and changed. He's not with the Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Corps is missing. They're on another part of the universe so far away that no one even knows where they are. Green Lantern's gone rogue. He has long hair, for Christ's sakes. So DC has been, like, radically, well, not in all cases, but in some cases, radically altering their characters. And apparently this is affecting the bottom line. So word on the street is, or on the internets, is that they're going to be reeling in some stuff pretty soon, you know? I mean, the writing is already on the wall that Batman is coming back into the suit. As a matter of fact, he is in the suit in this one. It's actually kind of a flashback issue that does give some detail on Mr. Bloom's background. I don't want to say it's a Mr. Bloom's origin story, but it does give some background information. Also, they're saying that Superman's going to lose the Superman t-shirt and the jeans pretty fucking quick, and he's going to be back in his suit, which I think is rightfully so. I mean, let's get going here. The Green Lantern stuff I kind of like. Catwoman needs to get back to Catwomaning, you know, cat burglaring, doing all that kind of cool shit. I'm kind of getting a little tired of the Catwoman as a mob boss. But anyway, I digress. New artists in this, you have Jock and Azzarello. I don't know his first name. But much darker look in this Batman. And it's actually Batman, okay? This is Bruce Wayne's Batman in this book. This is not Commissioner Gordon. It's very narrative heavy. You are inside Batman's head in this book. There's a little bit of Penguin in here, and I just showed you guys like the worst pictures possible. But this is really reminiscent of Jock and the Black Mirror Batman, is it not? I mean, it's very dark, very gritty, which is all the reasons why we love Batman, right? This basically gives a social commentary of what's going on now with gun violence in America, namely inner-city gun violence involving cops. Scott Snyder has weaved a really good tale. It opens up where Batman discovers a dead African-American teenager in the marshes outside of Gotham. And he does some good old-fashioned investigating to learn that, this kid kind of had his back up against the wall. The effects of poverty, man. In many cases, when you're living in poverty, your choices become very limited, and you may be limited to making bad choices. But I do like that Scott Snyder is kind of addressing something in America that has become so commonplace that do we even beat an eye anymore or bat an eyelash when we hear about gun violence anymore in this country? I mean, I almost feel like it's become so commonplace. It's not even like a big deal anymore, and that's sad, Every other week we hear about some sort of mass murder or some dude kills his family with a gun, and it's just become, too commonplace. It's sad. But I don't want to get into politics here. We don't want to get into politics too much. Batman, Superman, number 24. This is a great cover. You have the new superheroes that I'm talking about. Commissioner Gordon, Mecha Bat. There's Superman T. And an appearance of Aquaman. Now, Aquaman, as we all know, is the redhead stepchild of the Justice League. He gets no respect, man. He's the Rodney Dangerfield of the DC comic universe. People laugh at him and shit. I think Jeff Johns has revitalized the character tremendously since his run at the start of the New 52. Cullen Bunn has taken over the work as of late. And before that, it was Parker who added some humorous elements to Aquaman, but it was good. It rounded the character pretty well. Anyway, Ukur is the master of the underworld beneath Gotham. Now, I never knew this, that there is an underworld, Subterranea, on Earth, okay? And it's ruled by this guy, Ukur. And he's like this Viking dude. And he has control of, like, dragons and shit and weird-looking monsters. Anyway, the power in Subterranea has gone out. There's Ukur right there. The power in Subterranea has gone out. And there's this miniature sun that Ukur tries to steal. And he wants to put it down to Subterranea to give the place power. Problem is, he can't have it. Batman, Commissioner Gordon Batman, has taken the sun. They've kind of transported it out offshore miles away because this sun is unstable. It's a miniature sun. If it blows up, square miles of Gotham are going to go with it. Aquaman teams up with Ukur because the sun has been in the ocean, or it's getting too close to the ocean, and it's poisoning the sea life of the ocean. So Aquaman has got to work with Ukur to broker some sort of deal to get the damn sun out of the freaking ocean, because it's killing the creatures, man. The creatures are dying, folks. Now, greatly reduced, superpowered Superman versus Aquaman. Who do you think's going to win? These guys do battle. Is Aquaman going to finally get some respect? I'm just giving you a little sneak preview. Superman getting belted. I don't really like how Superman looks there, by the way. Looks pretty messed up. Is Aquaman going to win? I don't know. Your answers to all your prayers may be found in there. Aquaman versus Superman, dude. All right, Catwoman, Killer Instinct. When Catwoman number 43 ended, Aiko, do I finally have her last name? Aiko Hasegawa of the Hasegawa crime family has been running around, and she's been the alternate Catwoman, right? So while Catwoman has been, leader of the Calabrese crime family of Gotham, this Aiko character has been donning the cat suit and doing all the things that Selina Kyle used to do. Anyway, Black Mask has found out that Selina Kyle is Catwoman, and he took out Aiko at the end of the last issue. Well, The issue was also cliffhanger-ish because none other than Killer Croc pulled the down Ico into the sewer. And this kind of leads off right where that comic ended. So Killer Croc, friend or foe, I guess you'll find out in here. Or if you've been reading Catwoman, you already know. Catwoman swears on revenge against Black Mask. She is pissed because Ico is also Selina Kyle's lover. The one thing that Genevieve Valentine, the writer for this series, has done and has introduced for Catwoman, which I give her a lot of kudos, is that Catwoman is bisexual. We all know that Catwoman, Selina Kyle, has been in love or has had a thing for Bruce Wayne for quite some time. Now her lover has gotten down, and are we finally going to see Selina Kyle don the cat suit for more than a panel or two and go after Black Mask and kick some ass? You know, the Penguin has been closing in on Catwoman too, so it has been a slow burn with Genevieve Valentine. A slow, slow burn, let me tell you. All right, IDW, Star Trek, Green Lantern, the Spectrum War. It keeps heating up, folks. This series keeps getting better and better. You can't ask for a better crossover than that. I mean, I love Star Trek. I love Green Lantern. In this, we learn who is behind the murder of Ganthet. Why did Ganthet end up the way he did? Hal Jordan gives the Star Trek crew a primer as to who did this. And I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it's someone who has a lot to do with the color black. And if you read Green Lantern, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. It's one of two characters. Not hard to narrow down. The artwork in here is incredible. Hernandez does the artwork, as well as the coloring by Sanchez. I don't know their first names. You have Sinestro is involved with the Klingons. You have Larfreeze involved with the Romulans. There's the power of the avarice. And you have Atrocious involved with, I think, the Gorn. If you guys remember the Star Trek, the video game, they had those lizard characters, the Gorn. Star Trek, the video game, was freaking horrible. It was a very ambitious title, but it was very, incomplete. Anyway, if you like Star Trek, if you like Green Lantern, you're going to love the gimmick in here. And I just say, check it out, man. Check it out. Bones gets a ring, too. I'm not going to tell you what one, but Bones gets a ring. All right, on to Marvel Comics. Not my forte, Marvel. But I do love Star Wars, and you get the first issue of Star Wars, The Shattered Empire. This is going to bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. This issue mainly has to do with the character, an A-Wing pilot named Sarar Bay. I wrote down the name real quick. Sarar Bay. Now, what did Sarar Bay do? She's this female pilot. She assisted giving guard to the Millennium Falcon during that final battle on above the moon of Endor, when they took out the second Star Destroyer. So it kind of follows her story, and she's very well respected by Han Solo, by Lando Calrissian, by everybody. Kind of shows her kicking ass right there in the cockpit. There's lots of clips of Star battling in here, which is pretty good. You do get some nice clips of the original Star Wars characters. In the beginning here, you get a nice clip of Chewbacca, Han Solo. You get a little glimpse of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker doing their lightsaber thing. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Hopefully it works out well. I'm not even sure how many issues this is going to be. Another thing that they revealed to me in here that I didn't know is Chewbacca is going to get his own little mini-series too. So pretty cool. I'm enjoying all things Star Wars. I can't afford to buy all those awesome Lego sets that came out at Target this week during Force Friday, but I can't afford my books. All right, Darth Vader number 9 comes out this week. And when it last ended, we learned that Darth Vader rolled over one of the Emperor's Imperial Star Destroyers to get some loot. Because we know that Darth Vader is building his droid army. He has his own set of bounty hunters. Now he has a whole bunch of cash to go with it. The Emperor's pissed. He wants to know, why the fuck is all this shit happening, Darth? What is going on? He sends in this investigator, this Detective Tanith, who's kind of cheesy looking. They give him a monocle and a big mustache, and he's kind of like this Sherlock Holmes looking character. He doesn't have any crazy superpowers or anything. All he has is the power of intellect. And Darth Vader may be in trouble here because this Tanith guy may be onto him. And I don't know what is going to happen once the Emperor finds out that Darth Vader has this subplot going on. Which is kind of interesting, because in all the movies up until the end of Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader always had, like, undying loyalty to the Emperor. So it's kind of interesting how Gillian is writing this, Kieran Gilling. It's interesting to see how that's going to turn out. So I'm curious, I'm intrigued, and I've been with Darth Vader since the beginning. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm not feeling how this Tanith guy looks, though. It is kind of cheesy. All right, that's the end of the Marvel haul. Image, Bitch Planet. The Bitch Planet is back. This is the issue that ends Volume 1. I don't know why there was such a big gap between 4 and 5, if this is the issue that's going to end Volume 1. But anyway, a major event happens in this. One of the girls dies during their game. They finally get to play their game. I forget what it's called. Megaton? They play Megaton against a male team, and one of the bitches gets taken out. There's the Bitch Planet posse right there. I think NC stands for no compliance or something like that. These women get jailed for anything. It's a very sexist planet. Women can get jailed for being obese. They can get jailed for committing acts of seduction. They can be jailed for expressing dissatisfaction with a marriage. It's just a messed up place. And the one thing that, Kelly Sue DeConnick, the writer, Eisner Award nominated writer in 2014, does is gives great social commentary on the patriarchy, folks. And women everywhere are in love with this comic, and men. I love this comic too. I love a comic, like I said, that delivers some good social commentary. I don't know, is that the downed biatch? I don't know. You'll have to find out. They also raised the price in this issue $1 because they added 8 pages. I'll give them credit. It wasn't all advertisements, but they added like 8 pages to the Bitches Be Like segment. And it's kind of cool. This segment, they always give like a feminist article from a feminist perspective. I'm not sure who this woman is. I can't get my camera to put it up, but this woman, Lindy West, I guess, gives a little bit of commentary, and it's always nice to hear a different perspective, all right? Plus, my girlfriend loves that comic as well, and I got it for her, so after I read it, my girlfriend is in charge of Bitch Planet. They're all in her collection now. Okay, Outcast, number 12, close to home. This ends the second story arc. This is the final issue. Kyle Barnes keeps getting deeper and deeper in shit. He's the outcast, man. He's the one that the demons are afraid of. He is the one that can touch a possessed person and get that spirit to leave. And they know it. But him and the Reverend have been on a mission together since the beginning. They keep finding these lost souls that become possessed. Unfortunately, Kyle Barnes' family members are now being afflicted. And he has to deal, man. And he has a lot of his own personal demons. He's been involved in an abusive relationship where he's been the abuser. He's separated from his family. In the last issue, he came unannounced to visit his daughter, caused his wife to flip because he's not supposed to be there. But Kyle said that, he was relieved that he was able to do that. I guess because him and his daughter, although their time together was brief, they did have a good conversation. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. This is, a very slow burn story by Kirkman. And I'm really going to debate whether or not I'm going to buy each issue again singly, or if I'm just going to wait for the trade. Because really, this is definitely a story where you want to just keep reading it, man. It's just a monthly breakup format. It doesn't work for a story like this. It's just not episodic enough, man. It needs the flow of reading just a big chunk at once. All right, Harrow County, number 5. This is Cullen Bunn. This is the start of the second arc. And look at this endorsement. One of the best horror comics I've ever read. Super creepy. That's coming from Joshua Williamson. And if you've read Nailbiter, you know that guy knows suspense and horror. Tyler Crook, is just an amazing artist. He has just set the tempo for this book for me. Check out how that says Harrow County in the clouds. Emily is this farm girl whose mother was a witch. The witch got hung, and I guess her spirit has gone on to infect her. She has found a hint, which one of them is a skin of a dead boy. And she feels lonely, and when she feels lonely, what does she do? Well, she just, she lies in bed with a dead little boy's skin, and talks to him. And it's creepy. It says the girl having a conversation with a dead boy's skin. And it's just stuff like that just gives you the chills. Now, the thing about Emmy is she's starting to learn that she does have some powers, and she's, she knows that she's different, and that there's people and creatures that are out to help her or to hurt her. Check out this little guy. I'm not going to tell you if he's friend or foe, but look. So more and more of the creatures are starting to come to bear in this book. It's just so enjoyable. The artwork of Tyler Crook, I can't stress enough how cool it is. The townsfolk have a love-hate relationship with Emmy. In the last issue, they were giving her chase. So I can't wait to see how this turns out. Every issue now, it seems like we get introduced to more and more creatures. There's another devil creature. And I don't know yet what his intentions are. So it'll be interesting to see. Harrow County, man, check it out. If you like witches, if you like stuff like that, it's creepy, dude. I highly recommend it. All right, and then the final book, and I think this is my longest haul ever. We're getting close to 40 minutes. We have Abe Sapien, number 26. Abe, I don't know if you can see his face there. Abe learns more about his origins and how that relates to the Org du Hem. If you don't read BPRD, if you don't read Hellboy, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and I don't have time to get into it. The artwork of Sebastian Fumara, one of 2 twins from Argentina, is phenomenal. I love his work. It does have a distinct Dark Horse-like look. Well, Abe gets in some trouble. He's got to face down this creature. And in doing so, he may learn a bit more about his connection to the Org du Hem and what that means for his origins. What does the egg mean? We all know that Abe touched that magic egg and became Abe Sapien. We all know who Abe Sapien once was. If you read BPRD, the Frog Wars, or whatever it's called, you learn that about Abe. So I'm going to be doing a review of that. But Abe Sapien, definitely a great book. It's probably my favorite out of all the Mignola books right now that have to do with Hellboy or that are spin-offs of Hellboy. I even like it better than BPRD. So I highly recommend it. Check it out. If you get time, just give it a look, man. Because we all need a little more amphibian men in our life, don't we not? Well, that guy says so. All right, dudes. I know I was rambling a little bit. I was struggling there in the end, but take care. Thanks for watching. I'm going to have more content coming on the way. Stay tuned and let me know what you think of the channel and any ideas you may have for me, all right? If I missed you in the shout-out, I apologize. I'll try to get you next time. All right, guys. Peace. Thanks for 1 year of watching and 1 year of comic book collecting, and here's to 1 year more. All right, guys. Peace. Have a good night. Thank ya.